There's an old fable. The wind and the sun argued over which of them was stronger, so they made a bet. Whoever could get a traveler to remove his coat would win. The wind went first. It howled. It blasted. It pushed with everything it had, but the harder it blew, the tighter the traveler wrapped the coat around himself. Then the sun took its turn. It simply shone, warm, steady, patient. Within minutes, the traveler became uncomfortable in the heat and removed the coat himself. That simple story contains one of the most important lessons about human nature, and most people ignore it every day, because when we want someone to change, we usually become the wind. We push, we pressure, we argue, we demand. We try to force agreement, and just like that traveler, the other person tightens their grip. They defend their position, they resist, they dig in. The harder we push, the harder they hold on. But warmth works differently. Friendliness, patience, a genuine smile. These lower resistance in a way force never can. And once resistance disappears, change becomes possible. Think about what happens the moment someone feels attacked. Maybe it's criticism, maybe it's a sharp tone, maybe it's a sarcastic comment. Whatever form it takes, the result is usually the same. Their guard goes up. They stop listening. They stop considering your point, and they start defending themselves. You've activated the very resistance you were trying to overcome. At that moment, it no longer matters whether you're right. The conversation has become a contest, and contests create winners and losers. They rarely create agreement. People don't open up because they're pressured. They open up because they feel safe. History provides an extraordinary example. There was once a businessman so hated by striking workers that some openly discussed harming him. He had become the symbol of everything they opposed. The conflict had already become bitter and dangerous. He had every reason to arrive defensive, angry, guarded. Instead, he walked into a room full of people who disliked him and treated them like friends. He spoke respectfully. He told them he had visited their communities, met their families, seen their lives firsthand. He said they were not meeting as enemies, but as people with shared interest. Something remarkable happened. The hostility began to soften. The men listened. The tension eased, and the conflict that seemed impossible to resolve began moving toward peace. Not because he argued better, because he connected first. One of America's greatest presidents understood this principle perfectly. He once said that if you want to win someone to your way of thinking, the first thing you must do is convince them that you are their friend, sincerely, not strategically, not manipulatively, genuinely. Because once a person's heart is open, their mind becomes easier to reach. A single drop of honey attracts more than an entire gallon of bitterness. People move toward warmth. They move away from hostility. And yet most of us still choose force. Why? Because force feels satisfying. It feels good to vent. It feels good to tell someone exactly what we think. It feels good to release frustration. But while we're enjoying that emotional release, something else is happening. The other person's resistance is growing. The relationship is cooling. And the result we actually wanted is slipping further away. That's why friendliness must come first. Not halfway through the conversation. Not after the damage is done. At the beginning. You can't spend 10 minutes acting like the wind and then expect one smile to suddenly make everything better. The opening sets the tone. The opening determines whether shields go up or stay down. So here's the principle hidden inside the old fable. Whenever you want cooperation, agreement, understanding, or change, don't begin with pressure. Begin with warmth. Approach people in such a friendly way that they never feel the need to defend themselves. The wind exhausts itself and changes nothing. The sun barely struggles, and the coat comes off willingly. Every difficult conversation presents the same choice. You can be the wind, or you can be the sun.